Reports of nighttime drone sightings have now spread to more U.S. states, and onlookers are expressing concern. The mystery is now prompting some action from the Federal Aviation Administration.
And I'm driving into Montclair, and all of a sudden, right over the horizon, I see what looks like the full moon. Only it can't be the full moon because the full moon was 2 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, the moon is starting to move to my left, and it's heading towards me, and then all of a sudden I'm like, no, it's not the moon, maybe it's a plane? And no, it doesn't look anything like a plane. It's way too big, and it's way too low in the sky, and it's the middle of the night. Then I think maybe it's a helicopter. No, it's not a helicopter. Then suddenly it gets closer, and it's hovering right over the trees, and it looks like, I guess, an enormous drone? I'm not even sure what I've never seen anything like it. It's just a drone on steroids.
We need to have our legislation keep pace with the laws and the operation of drones. It has not, right? We know that the FAA and the federal government is solely in charge of the airways and of the drone operations as we see it today. We're calling upon Congress, and Congressman Smith is leading the way, to modify legislation so that not just 3 federal agencies are able to have drone detection and de-drone equipment, right? To be able to put that hands in the state policing units around the country. This is a national public safety and security issue, right? If they aren't foreign drones, then it is a state public safety issue. In order for the state to react, state policing units from around the country will need new technology to detect drones, recreational or commercial. They will need laws that assist them in being able to de-drone. Commercial or retail regulation all have to show up on some type of map so that our first responders know that they're there. So the FAA has to step up. They have to integrate that technology for drone detection into the FAA maps that we see today. They're the only ones that have the technology, they're the only ones that have the law, and they're the only ones that can come in here and identify the sources. Because again, at the state level, county and local, we don't have that tech, we don't have the authority to even take one of these down.
When we started to get these reports at the 911 center from local PDs, we went out and we decided to do a drone patrol, more or less. And we took our tethered drone. At that time, Sergeant Fennessy, who's an experienced drone operator and pilot, and Officer D'Amico spotted one of the items that brought us concern. They videotaped it as far as they were. They got some tape on it. They described it as going around their drone and traveling off at a high rate of speed. They reported to us that it was, they felt it was 60 miles an hour or more. And it put it in perspective, our drones only go about 40 miles an hour. We got notified by our 911 center there was concern of a sighting in Island Beach State Park. We responded. We met an officer, a certified New Jersey law officer, not from our department, from another agency. And that officer did an excellent job. She documented. That's where you're getting the reports of 50 drones coming off the ocean. That's what she reported seeing. She was on duty at the time, and she reports that she saw 50 drones coming from the ocean to the mainland, transversing the airways over Island Beach State Park, going down towards Barnegat Light and coming to the seaside area. Obviously, they want us to know they're there. They put on their lights. So who it is, I wish I could tell you. We don't know. We keep telling, everybody says, well, it's the government. I don't know, but I think the government has a responsibility, in my opinion, that if it is them, just tell us and we'll be happy about it.
The elusive maneuvering of these drones, I would suggest a major military power sophistication that begs the question whether they have been deployed to test our defense capabilities, or worse, by violent dictatorships, perhaps maybe Russia or China or Iran or North Korea. I mean, they have the capability, and they certainly have the motive. The Pentagon has said the drones are not ours.